New Jersey Transit returns to its regular scheduling, Mexico was hit with a catastrophic earthquake, and President Trump addresses the United Nations. All this and more on Hawk TV News. Hello and welcome to Hawk TV News. I'm Alexis Jennings.
And I'm Hania Sarsar. More than 270 people, including 21 school children and 4 teachers, died from a 7.1 magnitude earthquake that hit central Mexico on September 19th. Centered about 75 miles southeast from the capital of Mexico City, the earthquake destroyed 44 structures, including homes, schools, and office buildings. Rescuers from Mexico, the United States, and other countries, as well as Mexico City volunteers, were on the scene looking for survivors and aiding quake victims.
Monmouth University English professor Alex Gilvery released his new novel, Eastman Was Here. The story takes place in early 1917's New York and follows the antagonist Alan Eastman to Saigon as he tries to win the love of his ex-wife. The main character also writes about the end of America's involvement in the Vietnam War. Gilvery sets his story in the era due to his fascination for the period. The novel was released through Vikings Press on the August 22nd.
Is the bad mood contagious? Monmouth University Associate Professor of Psychology Gary Lewandowski revealed that studies show other people's moods are just as contagious as catching someone's germs when they cough or sneeze. This psychological occurrence is called emotional contagion. This process often involves the memory of another person's mood, facial expressions, or body language. If a person has a positive mood, it is likely that others will have a positive outcome and optimistic mood change.
The Student Activities Board recently presented an event for students to enjoy. My co-anchor has the story.
The Student Activities Board is throwing a free concert of the up-and-coming singer Brice Fine. Let's go check it out.
SAB loves to put concerts on the quad. It's a great way to attract everybody and anybody that's a resident. We brought Brice Fine back. He was here about 3 years ago, and he absolutely loved the crowd. The crowd loved him, so we know he's a great performer, and we just wanted to see him back on campus.
I attended this event because, I love music, and there's a lot of people who came out, and I'm just trying to make connections and whatnot, and it's a fun time.
Where the water is sweet, purple silk in the sheet, where we blaze every day and we soak in the heat. You know luxury problems ain't no.
It was super fun and relaxed, and I felt very accepted among one of the Monmouth University students. They brought me into their tribe. It was lovely.
Well, it looks like the students had a great time at the concert. Student Activities Board has so many events planned in store. Until next time, I'm Hania Sarsar for Hawk TV News. The Monmouth University School of Social Work released a statement to students and faculty regarding the acts of violence that occurred in Charlottesville, Virginia. The statement calls for commitment to community, mutual caring, respect, diversity, and integrity among everyone at Monmouth. It is also stressed that in order to make a change, we must start with ourselves so that we will be able to act with courage, leadership, honesty, and move forward as a society.
We have to take a short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV News.
Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
New Jersey Transit recently resumes its regular service as repairs at New York Penn Station come to an end. The chaotic summer commute for transit passengers is finally over as phase 1 of repairs are now complete. North Jersey coastline trains are now operating into the Hoboken terminal once again, and commuters going into Manhattan no longer need to transfer by ferry or PATH train to get to the city. Many commuters are glad to see this repair finish and hope to also see an end to commuting delays. New Jersey Transit urges riders to check the new timetables for trains and will also stop cross-honoring tickets on buses, PATH trains, and the ferry service.
President Donald Trump addressed the 72 United Nations General Assembly at the UN headquarters in New York on September 19th. A main topic was North Korea. The president warned against the country's leader, Kim Jong-un, accusing him of threatening the world with missiles and nuclear weapons. The president affirmed that if the U.S. is forced to defend itself or its allies, he will have no choice but to destroy North Korea. On September 20th, President Trump announced a new executive order targeting those that trade or do business with North Korea, hoping to cut off funding for North Korea's missile program.
Republican effort to repeal Obamacare, also known as the Affordable Care Act, could cost $10 billion in its first 6 years. A study done by Avalier Health estimates the loss to grow to $112 billion by the year 2036. Additionally, the number of uninsured Americans could possibly rise to 32 million. The repeal measure has a September 13th deadline. Furthermore, the repeal only needs 50 votes compared to the normal 60. This means minimal hearing and no complete budget office analysis from the Congress. President Trump also believes by repealing and replacing Obamacare, money can directly flow into the states.
Trouble is brewing in the Middle East as a referendum in northern Iraq threatens to split the country. Don Kohler has the details.
An independence referendum in the areas it controls. This decision follows a meeting between the KDP and the PUK, the two main parties of the region, where the rival groups declared support for the referendum. While it may seem cut and dry for most of the areas in the autonomous region, in contested regions such as the oil-rich, ethnically diverse province of Kirkuk, the matter of participating in the referendum was put to a vote. Of the 41 council members, 24 showed up. The opposition, made up entirely of Arabs and Turkmen, boycotted the vote, claiming it was unconstitutional. The remaining members voted to participate, except the one who abstained. Kirkuk was seized in 2014 when the Iraqi army fled Islamic State advances and is now claimed by both Baghdad and the Kurds. Concern for the upcoming referendum comes from both domestic and abroad, with the U.S. State Department saying that it will serve as a distraction in the fight against the Islamic State. This sentiment was echoed by the White House, along with Syria, Iraq, Iran, and Turkey, fearing secession from their Kurdish populations. Iraq's parliament called the referendum unconstitutional, and its Supreme Federal Court ordered the vote to be suspended. While Turkey has good relations with the Iraq's Kurds, its President Erdogan said the vote puts the region at risk for a crisis and has ran military drills on its border. Despite the concerns shown by Western and regional countries, Israel remains supportive of an independent Kurdistan. That's all for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
We now go to Alyssa Wilson with a look at the college fashion.
Hey guys, it's a new school year, and for some of us, that means it is time to spice it up with new clothes, and for others, it just means having the clothes you need to get through the 14 weeks. Today, I'm going to talk about necessary fashion staples that every college student needs. First off, we have the very comfortable and extremely common V-neck t-shirt. It's laid back and easy to match with different outfits. Certain stores in Monmouth Mall, like Wet Seal, have V-neck tees on sale for very low prices. Try H&M for a discount on all of their basics. If you're not into just the plain V-neck t-shirts, then try adding some graphic tees to your wardrobe. Get shirts with funny sayings like this one that says, "Eat a lot, sleep a lot." Even though college can cause little sleep deprivation and not the best food, you can express your dreams through your wardrobe. Same thing goes for your sweatshirts. Why go plain when you can add patterns and attractive sayings? Another essential item is a jacket. Now this is especially true for Monmouth. We're down here by the oh-so-beautiful shore, so make sure that you have a little jacket to keep you warm on the windier days. Do not be fooled by the midday heat wave. By the time you get out of your 7 o'clock class, it will be colder than you expected. Now, we are all here to get an education, and we hope to one day get a job. If this is the case for you, then you should have a blazer in your closet. I'm not saying that you need a 3-piece suit with diamond cufflinks and alligator skin business shoes, but it is good to be prepared in case job opportunities come your way. Now, for the more casual side of things, make sure to have a simple pair of comfortable jeans. For even more style, do not be afraid to try distressed jeans and jeans of different styles and patterns. Now, for your feet, it is essential to have a pair of sneakers. Whether they be sneakers you slip on, lace up, or even the ones that light up if that's what you're into, you're going to want some of those. Now, for unfavorable weather conditions, make sure to have some rain boots ready for the wetter days. Speaking of the rain, make sure to have a pocket umbrella to grab on your way out. Last but certainly not least, make sure you have a hat to throw on for the messy hair days and for the days you oversleep and don't have time to brush your hair. Well, that's all I have for you on your college essentials. Back to you guys at the desk.
When we return, we will have the latest in technology, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV news.
The first day stepping on the court, I couldn't keep up. That motivated me to step up my game. When I reach a goal, I set a new one the next day. And my next goal is to go to college. Mastering the court takes persistence. So does getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Our tech analyst, Michael Orlando, details features of Apple's new iPhone 10.
Everyone has been recently talking about Apple's iPhone X that is set to pre-order September 27th, but will fully be available on November 11th. The big conversation topic that has been going around about this phone is the price. Apple's newest phone is set at a price of $1,000. Now, many people think that it's ludicrous that Apple could charge $1,000 for a phone. However, others believe that for all the features that you'll get, it's well worth it. A big change that Apple has added to the iPhone X is that there's no home button. In order to open the phone, you need to use facial recognition software. This software can also be used with Apple's Apple Pay, along with analyzing various facial movements in order to create animated emojis. Now, by saving the space by not having the home button, Apple has also had on their iPhone X a bigger screen that measures at 5.8 inches. This screen has a Super Retina display in order to allow more accurate and stunning colors. Another new feature is the rear camera. The iPhone X has a 12-megapixel wide-angle and telephoto camera with an optical zoom, including an improved telephoto aperture that'll make the iPhone X better in low-light situations. Lastly, the iPhone X has an A11 Bionic chip. This new processing chip has a neural engine capable of up to 600 billion operations per second, thus allowing machine learning or artificial intelligence in order to handle super-fast computations needed to recognize people, places, and objects. Now, with all the facts laid out and features, whether to purchase the iPhone X is really up to the buyer, because Apple has definitely upped their game with their new technology, along with the price. However, phone carriers have also released that they will be offering payment plans for the iPhone X in order to make it more affordable. Well, that's it for me, guys. Thank you for listening. Now back to you guys at the desk.
A 42-year-old woman was found dead in Asbury Park. The woman, who was identified as Erin Higgins, a social worker for Hudson Valley Mental Health in Beacon, New York. She went for an afternoon swim with the 54-year-old Walk Hill man. They were in chest-deep water on the block of 17,000 Avenue on Ocean Avenue, around 3 p.m. While swimming, a major rip current pulled them away from the shoreline. The 54-year-old was able to make it back, but lost sight of Higgins in the process. Before first responders showed up to the scene, officials were able to locate Higgins and began her treatment, but she was not breathing. She was later pronounced dead at the hospital.
This hurricane season has devastated states like Texas and Florida and ripped through the Caribbean. Preparation is key to ensuring safety during these tragic natural disasters. Ariely Batista has tips on how to prepare for a hurricane.
There have been many hurricanes recently, and the most recent hurricane was Maria, which caused numerous damages in Puerto Rico. Before that, Florida got hit by Irma, which caused one of the largest evacuations in American history. It is your decision to decide to leave or stay. The million-dollar question is, what should you do? Whatever your decision is, we will give you tips to help you prepare whether you leave or stay and protect your home. In the Atlantic, hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. And in the Eastern Pacific, hurricane season begins May 15th and ends November 30th. If you decide to leave, these tips will help you while evacuating. The first one and most important one is always make a family emergency meeting point. Fill up all your tanks before the storm starts. Put a bag together. Make sure that this bag includes a flashlight, batteries, cash, medications, and copies of your critical information, just in case you need to evacuate. Know the local hurricane evacuation plans and shelters just in case you must be evacuated. If you plan on staying home during this emergency, make sure to go out and supply yourself with food and water to last a couple of days. Don't get anything that needs to be in the fridge in case of any power outage. Preparing your home is another important step. Unplug any electricity-powered source if it is not a necessity. Before the hurricane season starts, make sure to trim or cut any trees or branches that are dead to keep your property safe. Protect your windows and roofs from any damages with plywood. Purchase a portable generator for use during any power outage. Make sure to review insurance policies to check what they cover during these disasters. If flooding occurs, move to higher ground or call 911 if you are in a life-threatening danger situation. During the storm, stay alert by listening to the radio or television for the updates on the storm. Do not leave the house until it is safe to do so. After the storm, do not drink tap water until you are advised to do so. That's all I have for today. Stay safe during the storm season. Back to you guys at the desk.
We now go to Whirl and Francois with a review on the movie It.
It's Whirls, and I'm here with your entertainment news. The horror smash movie It was released into theaters recently and is getting rave reviews and shattering all types of records for the biggest box office opening ever for the month of September and possibly the whole year. The movie has gotten 68% approval rating and from one of the most known website critics, Rotten Tomatoes. The movie has made about $478 million worldwide, including a gross of $266 million in North America. If it surprises $337 million gross in North America, it will surpass the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. The movie did cost an estimate of $35 million to create, but if you told me I could turn $35 million into $400 million plus worldwide, I'd take that deal in a heartbeat. I had to give Stephen A. King and director Andy Muschietti credit for making an excellent and even more improved remake of the movie from King's 1986 novel version. From the suspense and creepy scenes to the flat-out great storytelling, the movie definitely gets 2 thumbs up and is a must-see thrill ride. Unless you have little kids, you don't want to scare them for the night. Ah, clowns, don't they just make you happy? Especially Pennywise. Well, that's all I have for you in entertainment news and movies. I'll be back next time talking about sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Also in entertainment, Marasia Laster offers her take on Jenner rumors and President Trump's NFL stance.
Hey guys, Marasia Laster here with your entertainment news. This week, we're talking all about celebrity gossip. First up is the surprising news that Kylie Jenner is pregnant. Yes, that's right, the 20-year-old youngest to the Kardashians is expecting a baby in January. The father of the baby is Jenner's boyfriend, rapper Travis Scott. Or is it? Previous ex Tyga took to social media after hearing the news to say, "Hell nah, that's my kid." So could he be right? I don't know, but this sounds like some baby daddy drama we're all interested in seeing how it ends, since no one in the Kardashian-Jenner crew has even confirmed the pregnancy. Yet, moving on to some Twitter celebrity news. That's right, I'm talking about Donald Trump, but I'm sure you already expected that when I said Twitter. Donald Trump took to Twitter when Stephen Curry denied his invitation to come to the White House. The president said, "Going to the White House is considered a great honor for a championship NBA team. NBA player Stephen Curry hesitated, therefore the invitation is withdrawn. Sounds a little childish and looks like he never really learned the lesson that not everyone's going to want to hang out with you and be your friend. Well, soon after, the NBA player LeBron James took to Stephen Curry's defense, tweeting to the president saying, "You bum, Stephen Curry already said he ain't going, so therefore ain't no invite. Going to the White House was such a great honor until you showed up." James's tweet received over 1 million likes in comparison to Trump's measly 200,000. Looks like Twitter is in more support of James's opinion on this situation. Well, guys, that's all I have for you this week. For your entertainment news, I'm Ariely Batista.
We have to take another short break, but when we return, we have an exciting recap on your Monmouth sports.
It's time to join forces. Get energized and fuel up right. Because starting today, every kid in America has a mission. Bring out the action hero in you. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look into the latest in your Monmouth sports. For the first time in program history, the field hockey team find themselves ranked in the Coaches Associated National Top 25 poll, coming in at number 25th in the country. Monmouth ranks in the top 10 in 5 national statistics categories, all on the offensive end. The team followed that ranking up with a 4-1 victory over Drexler at Sweet Acan Field. A tip-off from senior Maleroy Kasakovich opened up the score for the Hawks, who followed that up with a goal from junior Kelly Hanna to make the score 2-0. Drexler cut the deficit in half in the 49th minute, but Monmouth responded with goals from Kasakovich and Hanna to make the score 4-1 with the victory. The team improved to 6-2 on the season. The Hawks hope to continue the momentum as they host Indiana in their next game. Good luck. The Monmouth football team added to its record after a 30-23 overtime win over the Hampton University Pirates. The Pirates jumped out to a 13-0 lead over the Hawks at the start of the game, but after a recovered fumble by linebacker Diego Zubeda, the Hawks managed to cut the lead 13-7. With another answer from the Pirates, Kenji Barhar and Jake Powell connected for a second MU touchdown just before the end of the first half. Freshman tailbacker Eric Zukori gave the Hawks their first lead of the game at the end of the third quarter and will later go on to score the game-winning touchdown in overtime to lead the Hawks to victory. Senior Kamal Dumas broke a record for the Hawks, becoming the second player to record 2 interceptions in a single game behind teammate Teddy Martinez. The Hawks will travel to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania to take on the Bucknell University. Good luck, guys. The men's soccer team ended non-conference play with a 3-1 victory over Hartford at Hess Field. Redshirt freshman John Antonunez opened up the scoring in the 15th minute, and redshirt senior Colin Stripling doubled the lead in the 53rd after Hartford cut the score in half. Stripling added his second of the game to make the score 3-1, which would be the final. Junior goalkeeper Bobby Edwards had 3 saves, adding to the season a total of 31 in 8 games. The Hawks improved to 3-4-1 on the year as they opened up conference play in the next game, taking on in-state rival Rider. The women's soccer team remained undefeated in conference play after a 2-0 win over Canisius Golden Griffins. The Hawks got off to a quick start with junior Ali DeLuca netting the first goal just under the 2-minute mark. Redshirt sophomore Maddie Gibson scored the second goal in the 18th minute to make the score 2-0. The Hawks moved to 5-2-2 on the season and look to add to their win streak when they take on conference opponent Rider. That's a wrap for this week's coverage. For more on your Monmouth and professional sports, tune into The Extra Point right here on Hawk TV, channel 12.1.
That's all for this week on Hawk TV News. Thank you for joining us. I'm Hania Sarsar.
And I'm Alexis Jennings. Be sure to tune in next time for another edition of Hawk TV News.